last week you saw me do an unboxing video, which is a little cray-cray. And I said that there was another reason why I got this stuff, just to use chicken to tell you. That's the truth. Sometimes you just have to get out there, have an idea, and get out there and explain it. So, or without explaining it. So the thing about Facebook Lives is that once you've tried it, if you absolutely hate it, you can delete it. So I am out here, and if you're watching me live, consider yourself lucky, because I might just delete this. But like I mentioned, I did my unboxing video for Pampered Chef before, and I mentioned briefly that there was another reason, but I was too chicken to explain it. So before I chickened out completely, I wanted to go ahead and give this a shot. So while I was drinking some wine, could be the reason, I came up with this idea that I could do a few lives on Facebook or other places, and while I'm doing lives, I could talk about marketing. So the first thing I had to do was run it by some people, test the idea. Would you even watch something like that? Because that's actually just good business practices, to kind of test your market, first of all. But another reason was because, like I said, I was drinking wine. I wasn't even sure if it was a good idea. There's another reason why I was really cautious about this, and that is that I was concerned that it would be two completely unrelated things. And I really had to talk to myself about that, because the truth is that having a diverse line of income is absolutely the best, and we know that in this environment. I know somebody who has had three ways to get money that all stopped when we had the lockdown. So it's always good to have better ideas. But the reason I came up with this whole cooking thing was because I'm not a chef at all, and my kids will tell you that. Some of the things I make are edible, but I did completely miss all of my favorite Pampered Chef products. And the other thing is that I teach all of my marketing clients to find other ways to bring that income in. And one of the ways to bring your income in is by having what's called affiliate marketing. And so if you think about it, it's a little bit like that. I'm sharing my favorite stuff, and while I'm doing that, I'm also talking about my passion, which is helping small businesses with their marketing. So the other reason that I really had to be cautious about it was, by the way, I'm using this awesome knife that I didn't even know existed. And I don't have the chop it right now, but I'm chopping onions and carrots. I'm going to have to ask my friend John for his best idea on a tripod that I can use in my kitchen. If I continue to do these, that would do a little better. And I think he could probably help me with that really easily. So with this this meal that I'm doing today, I'm using the rock crock, and I'm just chopping some carrots and onions that will go in there. But back to the marketing, another thing that really came to mind is that I had a client I nearly fired from being a client, because he had one business where he used his mobile truck, but he advertised someone else's business on it. Now, not only was I concerned about his license and all of that other stuff, but they were completely different things. And I'm not quite sure that his clients really needed to know about this. Not they needed to know, but I don't know if they would appreciate that other side of him and what his wife does, because it was very different. I don't think that it would be the same. So to explain what I'm talking about is, if I was over here and I was modeling, let's say the majority of my clients are male, and because they're in the service industry, not all of them, but the majority are male because they run in their rigs all day long. So if men didn't cook at all, this might be a little bit crazy, and it still could be. Like I said, the great thing about lives is that you can delete them. But if I were here, cooking is a little bit more interesting than, say, if I was over here and I was modeling dresses. Not modeling, but I was like showing you different fabrics and things to sew. Now, a couple clients might be the same thing, but really doubtful. Now, here's the other thing that when I was running it past other experts in my area, I said, hey, what do you think of this? And several of them said that they would definitely probably watch, which is always a plus. Some of them said that I completely lost my train of thought. So this is always still going to be an exercise in figuring out how to talk and do things at the same time. So while I forgot about that, I'm going to show you this cool can opener that I actually had to look at a video to figure out how to use it. So this is the Pampered Chef can opener. I'm laughing at myself because I seriously did not know how to use it. If you look at it, there's no, I'm used to like, you know, you punch it into the can and all that. This one's very simple. You don't punch into anything. You just put the lid on the side, maybe, and you start twisting it clockwise. You probably can't even see it from there. But it does grab it and it turns it all the way around. And on the video that I had watched, people said that they got calls that the can opener didn't work. And he went over to those people's houses where they had tried it on 3 or 4 different size cans and realized that all of them were open. It just didn't look like it. So after I make my way all the way around, I'll explain why. Because it's such a smooth, it just did a little release there. So that tells me, I think, that I'm done with it. Like I said, I am no chef. It's completely different, but I do like to talk about marketing. And I just remembered what that other thing was that I was going to say. One more turn. I don't know why it seems to have, doesn't want to let go. I have to do a release. Let go. There we go. Okay. Well, I can show you the other little thingy later. Okay, so there's my first mix-up. But one of the experts that I was talking about that said, Michelle, hey, shout out to you if you're watching, by the way. She said people might actually watch you longer if you're doing something non-business related. So, which is another thing I want to talk about. But while I'm doing that, this is the mix-and chopper that I love. I just discovered this from Pampered Chef. And right now, when anyone buys this, I think it's $15. When anyone buys this, $1 goes to a foundation that actually helps to house our healthcare workers that are in the front lines right now. So this is a nice little charity box. So anyway, and you just push and turn it to ground your stuff. I'm used to using a spatula, and I don't like that. So anyway, Michelle was telling me that people might actually watch your stuff longer because it's a little bit fascinating to see. And I was quite surprised at the run times and the views that I got on my box opening, which I'm not a big fan of box opening videos, but my reactions were genuine and real. And so maybe that's what really had people going, had people interested in that. So all I'm supposed to do with this particular recipe, by the way, if you want the recipe for what I'm cooking, I'm making a penne paste with just ground beef and some onions and carrots, and a little bit of cream. And I will let it simmer for a while before I actually add the penne. The penne is the last thing. But this pot right here is one that I was looking for. It's one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and show people Pampered Chef again, because I used to do that decades ago. And the thing that I love about this pot is that I was in the market for one of these a long time ago because I needed something that would go from the stovetop to the oven. Now, here in Texas, we're getting really hot, and thinking about turning on the oven is not my favorite thing. And so right now I've got some meat stuck to the side. I'm going to go ahead and use my knife, and I'm sure I'm going to get informed on a better way to do that. Probably one of our spatula tools would be much better to do that with. But this was great. Broke everything up. Everything is completely even, and I am not supposed to actually be browning this right now. Just kind of warming it up until I add my vegetables, which I've already cut. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to marketing, aside from the fact is, can you do more than one thing? Absolutely, you should do more than one thing. Should it be something like Pampered Chef and marketing? Maybe not, but we can always do the experiment and try. But the other thing is, We talked about going live, and why we go live for exposure and the marketing. Oh, I need help. So we can talk about hashtags today. So, and I really hope the sound is good. If it's not, I'll delete it so nobody suffers. And I can use my microphone in the future. But I've had really good luck with this particular computer and the way it works. So anyway, hashtags. I was thinking a perfect hashtag for these types of events would be business dinner with Brenda. But I am completely open. Maybe it's a meal and marketing. I don't know. But I would love your help to try to figure that out. So if you are interested in how this all turns out and you want to see the end results, go ahead and put a comment below. I'll invite you into the Pampered Chef group if you want to continue talking about marketing. And if you want to give me an idea for a hashtag below, I would love and appreciate that. And if you've got ideas on questions about marketing or ideas and approaches on how we should go about it, if you know a guest that I could talk to maybe while I'm doing this, let me know. And also share your favorite equipment. Thanks so much.